Hello, my name's Jade and today we will be discussing the Unbecoming of Mara Dyer. A long time no see. I know, I'm working on it. This is the first book in a trilogy. If I had to give it a genre, I guess I'd call it a mystery trilogy. The main character is called Mara Dyer. She wakes up from an accident and can't remember what happened, and it's about her trying to figure out what happened and kind of going through the PTSD, and it's kind of got like some creepy vibes going on. This is a book that I've owned for a really long time and just like haven't read. There's so many books that were really popular years and years and years ago now that I bought and then I never read. I wanted something fun to read because currently I'm finishing up my degree. I'm nearly done. I'm like 3 weeks out from being finished. Well, 4 weeks or so. I was sick of doing uni reading and I wanted to read something for funsies, and so I picked this one up, and boy oh boy was I glad that I did. I was looking for like a thrillery mystery, maybe somewhat creepy type vibe. I was just in that kind of mood. I had a couple different things that I could have gone with, and I decided to give this one a go because I haven't read it yet and I've owned it for years and years, and I'm so glad that I did. It was so easy to get into and it reads so quickly. I read it in like 3 days and it's like a 400 odd page book, which is very unlike me. The text is like pretty big, so that helps, and the chapters are short, which also helps. We all know that I love short chapters, and the way she formats them, they kind of always end on a little bit of a cliffhanger, so you always immediately want to go into the next one. I just read it really easily, really quickly, and I really love that about it. It's exactly what I needed, and I'm now reading the second book. I'm like 30 pages in or so. I'm very excited. I really liked it. I don't think it was like amazing best thing ever, but I liked it. I had a lot of fun. I really liked the concept. My main issues were just like one or two things didn't, kind of writing style were a little bit easy, I thought, and there was a couple notes of confusion. I guess mostly writing style type construction stuff. I found it to be a tad on the simplistic side, which isn't a bad thing. It just didn't enable me to be like, this is like one of my favorites. I love it. I'm obsessed with it. But I did really enjoy it. I had a lot of fun reading it. I do quite like the premise. I do quite like the characters. So it's like a solid 8 out of 10. I'd say it's good. It's worth the read. I think most people tend to like the second book better. So we'll see. Like, there's just like a few moments of confusion. Honestly, since doing my degree, you'd think like being a literature student I'd be quite snobby, but it's honestly the creative writing side of my degree, because I'm so used to critiquing writing out. We're always critiquing writing, each other's writing, your own writing, constantly critiquing. Like, workshop is a huge part of the degree. Whenever I read something now, I can't help but just like go into that mode and like see the things that I'd be like, wouldn't do that if I were you. 8 out of 10. That's what it is. Moving on. I would like to talk to some spoilery things. I'm kind of about the plot and go into more detail about things that I did and didn't like. So I recommend you read the Unbecoming Mara Dyer before continuing on with the video. Go read it and then come back. Cool. So leave now if you've yet to read the book. There are quite a few times where things would be hinted at that things were going on. I would be worried that we wouldn't come back to them because I know that would really irk me. But I think for the most part we did come back to the things, like when Jamie was kidnapped or what. Didn't see that coming. Didn't really know how it was going to fit in. Felt kind of random, but sure. And then we find out that it was all connected with the murder of the girl and the dad. I was kind of worried that that wouldn't connect as well somehow, this murder of this girl, because it seemed like a thing that was bothering her. She kept hearing about it on the news and people kept talking about it, and then it did connect. And like Noah at one point said he had a prior engagement. I don't know if that was ever fully flushed out. Oh my god, when they came back and the shop wasn't there anymore. Is that going to be explained? It best be. But I think most of them did come too. There's moments of unclarity, like just after they saved Jamie, and there was like some timeline confusion because it was her birthday the next day and she kept saying that night, the morning, the next day, and I was like, which day is it? Is your birthday? I assume so, but she said so many like next days, that night, because they came home like 6 a.m. didn't they? So it wasn't really that night, it was that morning. I just wanted things to be more precisely explained, because things like that just take you out of it and then you have to think about what's actually going on, and like give your readers some responsibility at some point. But if you're like contradicting yourself, that is not great, I would say. There's some consistency things. It could be on my part, but it happened a couple of times, and just like there'd be times where I just couldn't see the scene as clearly as I wanted to. In terms of characterization, I imagined Mara to be like really badass. And that's not to say she's not, just I imagined her to be much more sinister and kind of like dark and broody. You know when you like think about a book for so long and you've heard the hype about it for so long but you haven't read it and you just kind of imagine what it's like in your mind? That's what I did, and it wasn't what I thought it would be. It was much more kind of funny and light-hearted at times and cheery, and she was still cool, but she was kind of geeky as well. I liked it. I liked her geekiness. She had some really funny lines, I think. I struggled to see her personality at first and like grow attached to her in the way I was expecting to. I just don't think she was like dripping with characterization. I don't know what I'm saying. I've become a snob. I'm sorry. She like spoke about recognition in his eyes. The weird doctor dude, like all of a sudden I knew that he recognized. I don't know if that was because of the paranormal aspect of it. There was like a few cliche things as well, like these just little things. You read them and you go, oh, of course, because you can sense recognition in someone's eyes. You know, when I see someone who recognizes me, I can see the recognition in their eyes. I can do that. How did you feel about the powers thing? I kind of knew, I'd heard that there was paranormal things going on, and that's why I didn't want to describe it as paranormally. It definitely is paranormally, or like magical realism. It's within that realm 100%, but I wouldn't want to know that going into it, because I think it's so much scarier thinking that A, she could be haunted, which is kind of paranormally, but in a different way, but also that she is just going cray, which, I mean, she kind of is, and this whole ambiguity of what's going on. I loved that. That's what made it so creepy to me, with the fact that like, I don't know, she clearly doesn't know, and I think a lot of the time I was believing what she said. It came to the end, I was like, I need to stop, because she doesn't know. Like, she kept saying bad things, like she made the wrong decision with Noah, obviously the one at the end. Kinda, yeah, but she kept like foreshadowing that things were gonna go wrong with her and Noah, and foreshadow all these little kind of things that things would go wrong. I don't know if it's all foreshadowing the end or if something's gonna come. I really hope not. I love them together. I love Noah so much. He's like that bad boy. He looks like a bad boy, but really he's not a bad boy. He reminds me a lot of like Will Herondale, kind of cocky, arrogant, feel like bad boys, but deep down when you get to know them, they're really not. I loved how resistant he was. Huge tangent about my love for Noah. I loved how resistant he was about how she's like, oh, you're supposed to say I'm gonna do whatever makes you happy, so therefore I'm gonna leave. He's like, no, I'm sorry, I'm like too self-interested, I'm gonna follow you. I loved how he just didn't back down, because so many times that's where things go wrong, is when the main character's like, oh no, I'm too selfless, we can't be together, and then the guy gets hurt and like takes it for heart and leaves. He didn't do that, and I love him for it. It's so refreshing. They have a really unique dynamic, and it is really refreshing. I really like that. If Noah doesn't come, because I've started reading Evolution on Mara Dyer, I know this. If Noah doesn't come soon, the whole powers thing, I kind of like the idea that she was just not even necessarily PTSD, and I know kind of she's not got PTSD. That means she's got some kind of schizo type based psychosis type situation, which isn't good, and I don't want to wish that upon a character, but I kind of liked the idea that it was her and we couldn't trust her mind, and now we find out she's got powers, and we also find out conveniently Noah too has corresponding powers. Ain't that dandy? There are a few things throughout this that just did seem convenient. I can't remember off the top of my head, I remember at the time being like, well, how about that? I don't know how I feel with the powers yet. We've not explored it very much, to be fair. So maybe there's other people out there. That's what I was thinking. Are there other people? Why these two? They're the only people in the whole wide world. It's kind of weird how they're like antitheses. They're the opposite of each other. Like, he can heal and she causes death. And I feel like Noah wasn't really grasping how much this was impacting her. The fact that she literally causes death. That's her thing while he heals. Like, if I was her, I'd be so upset. And I like that he can heal, like the bad boy, the male character is like the healing one, and is the girl who's like the darker, scarier one, because it's like kind of gender flips. Like if you go by patriarchal, stereotypical, it'd be the other way around. So I like that. That is not what we expect. I feel really bad for Mara though. That's a crap thing to be stuck with. I have some tabs. Also my favourite parts, I guess I'll go through them. The dog, and that was another thing that was like, why is this relevant? And then it ended up being relevant. And straight away when we saw the dead guy, exactly how she imagined it, I was like, how are you taking this? So why are you freaking out right now? I loved Noah's reaction with the whole like, that's one of those things that like in books, the guys do these really cute things and the girls are kind of like, look adorably weird. And like in real life, if someone's that like actually just like it's not cute. She does think about it eventually, and she thinks that she imagined the conversation with him, that he didn't really exist, and again, there's so many different possibilities to explain it. The time I'm thinking, did she black out and kill him? But I guess that's less logical than her killing him with her mind, because there'd be physical evidence that she killed him. But she thinks she didn't even talk to him, she just made him up and that he was already dead. Like, you just have these, like, she would just black out for, like, hours on end. Very disturbing. I loved it when she, like, flipped the paper at Anna. Of course, we have to have the stereotypical perfect bully. I really loved Jamie. I loved him so much. He was so quirky. This was published, I think, 2010? 2011? He seemed like a character we'd see in a book now, and in my opinion, lots has changed between 2011 and now. I just wouldn't see kind of such broad representation in one character, I don't think. I loved that he was in there, and I loved everything he was doing. I loved him. I loved him. The bathtub incident was kind of cray. I was thinking, because the way she described the immense pain that shot up her arm, how could the bath water be so hot that it, like, burns you that badly? Is it, like, coming out at 100 degrees? I don't understand. I was thinking, like, ghost. I was thinking she's being haunted because of the things in the mirror, which is, creepy. I didn't find this book crazy creepy. I mean, I've said it's creepy. I wasn't, like, there's one or two times that, like, I kind of had a little bit of a shiver go down my spine. I wasn't immensely freaked out by it. I think it'd be great in like autumn. I think it'd be great for Halloween. It has like the themes and the feeling and the tone. I loved that. It did have a creepy tone. I just wasn't creeped out. I didn't find it super scary. So I assumed it was ghosts. I assumed she was being haunted and it was kind of messing with her mind and she could talk to dead people type ordeal was what I thought. So I thought it was like a ghost that had grabbed her and like held her in place. No, she just has a really hot bath tap. Her sketchbook goes missing. I assumed Noah had it. No, Anna had it and she arranges whole scene to embarrass her, and Noah of course steps up for her, and I loved it when he was just like, no, get off me. She was really good at, like, I don't know if this happens to you, but when I'm reading I can imagine like all the really dramatic ways this could pan out, like just the drama and like this like huge scene. What normally comes to is not half as dramatic as what I envision could happen, and just like that guilty, like, I need the drama. Whereas Michelle Hodkin, she gave us the drama slash intimate slash tension vibes, and I loved it. Mabel was scared of her. I didn't think anything of the cat, but then when we had the cat and the Mabel together, seems like animals are scared of her. Again, I thought it was because she was being haunted and they could sense the dead ghosts. Why I want the animal thing explained? I guess it's never probably going to be explained because they can't actually figure out properly what's going on, because it's just like a fluke thing that happened. I guess if it's a fluke thing that just kind of has happened, it's not some kind of, experiment or anything weird like that, like, I don't think I'd want it to be fully fleshed out explained. I think I just want to understand it better. Turns out Noah knew about her. At the time we found that out, I didn't go to where Mara's head was. I didn't think like Daniel had set something up. But I was like wondering, like, what? I had to know more about you. Again, that's like too fluky, weird. It doesn't happen. But we then find out it's because he had weird things going on. He'd heard her! That's why he had to know more. He heard her. I loved it when he was like, let me try to fix you. I think that was like when things really turned, when we kind of fully realized that Noah wasn't pulling. He was serious. Oh, I also loved it when he tied up her shoelaces. There, he said as he finished tying the laces on my left shoe, now you won't fall. Too late. Because she's so wary of him all the time, it does have this like forbidden romance type of feel to it. And they have this like great banter, it's great back and forth, they recognise each other's flaws. They were great. From chapter 35 it ends with her saying, I was happy, I wanted more than anything for it to last. And of course we all know that when things are going well, this means it's all about to go to hell. Skipped about a week or so. No, after things were happy before like exams, we skipped about a week or so, which I understand, we needed things to keep moving. But I'd like to see just a little bit of like her and Noah come together. A little bit of the happy times before everything goes to hell, as I said. Would have been nice, I think. Just a little bit. Jamie gets expelled. Why didn't they try and do anything about it? Why did they just accept that he was just expelled and this is just that now? Okay, goodbye Jamie, I guess you're not relevant enough for the story anymore. See you never, probably. Of course, the Spanish teacher dies and she didn't feel bad and I felt a little bit bad. I didn't feel bad about Mabel's owner. No, bye-bye. She was aggressive and rude and whatnot, but did she deserve to die for it? And then she has a full-on meltdown after it and just like bursts into hysterics, and the detective finds her and she's trying not to laugh and I'm like, Mara, pull it together. Is it Mara or Mara? What have I been saying? And then Noah finds her and he's like, it's been 4 hours. Of course it has. So we find out you tried to rape her. I think that was done well because I think we all had like a sour feeling about him. I feel like I've read like nasty Judes before, but all the ones that come to mind are like nice Judes. I can't remember where this other evil Jude is and why I hate him so much. That she killed them because she shut all 12 doors, and I was like, how could you go around one by one slamming each door and like, surely he'd catch up to you. Like, if she did it with her mind. I get it now, but at the time I was so confused, and for ages I was like, she must be imagining it. And when she kissed Noah, was that a hallucination, or did that happen? Did they kiss? It seemed like it happened and he just couldn't remember it. Or but did she imagine it? Does she actually suck the life out of Noah when she kisses? Is it her thing? Does she just suck the life out of people when she kisses them now? Is it because Noah's like the antithesis of her? And so when they kiss, like, this weird thing happens? Was it a hallucination? Was it a dream? Like, he doesn't seem to think it's real. I want them to carefully experiment with it, because they kissed a little bit and nothing happened. I love the animal crackers. He explains that he can like hear people and feel how people are feeling. Some people get really sick or ill or about to die. He can like hear and see them and stuff, or in danger, because I don't think Jamie was or maybe he was about to die. They questioned it, like, why these specific people, and they don't know, and I'm glad that was a question that was raised. It did feel like a lot of book only to realise these things at the very end, but I guess it's kind of navigating the PTSD as well as her issues, and kind of navigating just like immediate life after it. I think the next one will have a lot more of these paranormal themes. I'm guessing, I'm not sure. I wouldn't mind if they didn't, honestly, because I loved the human aspect of it, of getting to know Mara and her situation, and her kind of grieving and processing process, and her relationship with Noah and her family. Her brothers were very, very nice. I did like them, but a lot of the times, these siblings in these books, they're nicer than they are in real life. He killed all the bugs. He felt really bad. I love like the scene after, like, she thought he was going to break up for her. It was really tense. And of course he didn't back down. He was like, no, I'm staying. Just like really real good thought processes were going on there by both parties, and I feel like sometimes characters can be a little bit dramatic. I don't know, I'm blanking on examples, but I just remember reading arguments and being like, oh my god, get to the point. You're not saying what you want to say. I feel like they did here. We find out that the guy Mara's dad was defending had actually killed the girl. He was also the guy to kidnap Joseph. I think probably out of like blackmail. That's the word I'm looking for, blackmail. She freaked out and decided that she was gonna kill him, and then it ended up shooting her dad. And then Noah couldn't meet her eyes afterwards. I wasn't mad at her doing it, per se. It's sad because he only looked up for her at the end when she left, kind of, I guess, sensing that something was about to go awry. Intense stuff. And then of course she sees Jude at the end. Was it Jude? I'm skeptical. Maybe. I don't know. I think the next book's gonna be a lot about Jude. Is he or isn't he alive? Maybe. I'm still convinced ghost. I hope that her and Noah are okay. Yeah, I think that's everything. Solid out of 10. Yeah, cover. I didn't read it with the dust check on, so I'm not used to the cover, but it's cool, it's creepy, I like it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have an amazing morning, afternoon, evening / night. My name's Jade. I hope to see you again next time. Goodbye! I just kicked you so many times. I apologize. I'm in a skirt. I'm wearing, you're not gonna see. I'm wearing these really cool tights though. They're like lacy. I'll show you later. With the dark glass. I read that as grass. That's my bad. It wasn't, I was thinking, hello, hi. Oh, don't knock the microphone over. Hodkin, yes. I thought this shirt seemed quite fitting. Can you see it? Oh. It's like a hand and it's got all like supernaturally magic-y type thing. Look! They're roses! Okay, I'm gonna go. It's hot. I'm sweating.